damage, man. Like even if people heal, like
Bro, just
Gears is just
kills,
all Gears.
assists, death,
Gears is all.
damage. That's it.
That's it. Like
Holy shit.
the amount
Life
of
changing.
who is shooting the most and who is hitting shots, right? I don't care if a player takes 50 damage and his health gets regen. I'm okay with that guy being credited for putting 50 damage out on that player. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it still is the best way to show productivity around all five players, even if you're a support or even if you are Slayer.
Here's what's crazy, right? If let's say we get away from this participation trophy stat, which is eliminations, like Ryan Fools just mentioned in the chat, right?
Hey, it's good
Here's
for
what's
the
crazy.
achievements.
Now, just through the back button, right? Like, and also the other thing that you've always spoken about is the fact that the damage stat and the true score stat aren't like really the same, right? Because the true score stat gets influenced by how many caps you're getting on the map. So that stat is completely different than a damage output.
Right?
Yeah, than a damage output stat. So if we had assists and kills and a damage output stat along with deaths, now you will see how much damage people are getting when they're in setup situations. And now the commentators don't have to just talk about all the high octane plays that people are making when they're clutching up when things go bad. Now we could finally reward the players who are doing an incredible job at getting initial damage in setups and talk about the whole strategy behind setups to the audience and make it completely clear, how are these top teams really thinking when we're going over these matches? And now it brings a whole new level of just analytics to the production, and it makes it that much more exciting to watch. And it makes it also easier to break down not only the different types of teams that we have that are very talented on this circuit, but also all the different roles of players, because it will show in the stats. And that's something that we have to be able to fix. Once again, this is another place.
But on the damage, real quick, Gears 1, I think, was just the only game. Gears 1 was the only game, kill secured or not, you got points for the damage you put out.
You got a point of damage for every 20% the player was hurt.
Yeah.
You got 4 points of damage, which was 80% damage. And then if you got the 5th point of damage, it would never ever show. So if anyone ever said they had someone 5 point, they lied to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it was 100% on the scoreboard, I want to say.
It did stay on the scoreboard, but here it's just tough to break down. It's not tough.
But
I mean, you could break it down. It's easy. No. I was just gonna say it doesn't show as much though, because it's only 1 point, right? A revive was like 10 points if I'm not mistaken, and then a kill was 25 points, right?
Or
so 25 points for a kill, 10 for a revive, and 1 point for a point of damage, right? So the thing is, though, the damage stat in this game, though, would be so incredible because there's so many situations to set up. There's so many different types of setups in this game to win matches, and defense is what wins championships. But we get all caught up in the 3 pieces, the 4 pieces that these really talented players get. We got to be able to broadcast to the community everything that it takes to win with the esport.
100%, Joe, and that's all I was just trying to say on that one was that Gears 1. After that, any damage that you put out and the kill was not secured, it was not on the scoreboard, right? Hence why I was saying that you can have 1 kill and 1 death. My fault, 1 kill and 1 down, and you can have 3 deaths, but you were at the top of that leaderboard because of how much work you were putting in. And also, just to say on that last point, when we went to respawn game types, doubles, triples, fucking both of those were kind of watered down. Like a double kill is one of the hardest things to get in Gears, but all those became watered down to the audience because of the amount of action that was happening and not watered down Gears comp. Because anytime, even though these players was working hard, doing great things, it's like, oh, it's just, that's Gears, right? They throw smokes, bounce around, kill feed, light up. You're just waiting. Now the audience is just trained to hear the domination sound, or they're not even paying attention until they look at the scoreboard. It's like, oh my God, they reached the 200 mark. What's happening sometimes, right? To get their full attention back into the game versus the pressure always being there and them being locked in. But, the rounds being shorter helped out a lot on that one.
Like if we gave TC, right, like just this very simple list, and we were like, okay, if you guys do these things, it will dramatically improve the state of the competitive scene for Gears of War, right? So all I would say is reduce slip speed distance, like speed. I don't know how much by a percentage, but I'm just saying reduce it, right? Reduce the up A speed boost. those two things alone, make it so that you can't like knife cancel, right? And then outside of that, the only other thing that I would want to see happen is what we're talking about right now with the back button: kills, assists, deaths, damage output. You know, regardless of what weapon it is, just add it all up, and then the last thing would be the total score. If TC could make just those two things happen in an update, it could revolutionize the way we did Gears Esports.